All right, let's kick off another deep dive. Today, we're going to be taking a look at this Weekly Wisdom newsletter.
Okay.
It's something that's probably caught your attention, I'm guessing, for all the right reasons. Like, they say they can help you get into crypto trading.
Right.
Like, actually break into that world. Yep, yeah. They talk about giving you, like, market insights, all that technical analysis stuff. And they even say they have this whole community of traders, so they can, all learn from each other and all that. But, okay, what really jumps out, is all the success stories.
Mm-hmm.
People are saying they've made some pretty, like, wild profits.
Yeah.
There's even one person who said, get this, they made enough off one Tesla trade to pay for 5 years of the service.
Wow.
It's like, whoa!
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
It sounds amazing, right? But, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Right.
We need to, look past all the hype, right?
Yeah.
See if this newsletter really delivers on what they're promising. What do you think?
Yeah, well, what I find interesting is, how they're putting this whole thing together. It's not just about getting an email every week.
Right.
They're offering, live workshops. They have this whole Telegram group that's supposed to be super active. They even do daily giveaways and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, it's like they're trying to create this whole world, this ecosystem to pull you in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's definitely a tempting offer.
Yeah.
Especially, for someone like you who's just starting to, dip their toes into the crypto world. So before we get totally swept away, right, let's break it down.
Right.
Let's see what they're really offering. Okay, so they talk about in-depth technical analysis and, exclusive data.
Right.
2 phrases that sound pretty appealing.
Sure.
But, for someone who's new to all this, what does good technical analysis even look like?
Yep.
And what kind of exclusive data would actually give you an edge?
Right.
Actually help you?
Yeah, well, good technical analysis, it's basically all about understanding charts, how prices have moved in the past and trying to use that to kind of, figure out where things might go in the future.
Okay.
It's kind of like, looking for clues to solve a puzzle.
Right.
But the puzzle is the market.
I like that.
It's like, imagine you're trying to figure out, okay, is Bitcoin going to go up or down?
Yeah.
Based on how it's acted in the past.
I see.
So, that's kind of the idea. Now, exclusive data, that could be a lot of things.
Right.
It could be something useful, like access to real-time order book data.
Order book data?
Yeah, which basically shows you all the buy and sell orders for a particular asset.
Okay.
So you can get a sense of, what the market sentiment is.
Okay.
And maybe anticipate how prices might move.
So it's not just any data.
Yeah.
It has to be the right data.
Right, exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But wouldn't that kind of data be expensive to get?
Yeah, it could be.
Is that why they're charging $70 a month for this service?
Yeah, the price is definitely on the higher end for a newsletter subscription.
Yeah.
I mean, to justify that price, you'd want to be really sure that the analysis they're giving you is top notch.
Right.
And the data is truly exclusive,
Yeah.
Something you can actually use.
Yeah, something that's actually going to help you, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it's a big investment.
Yeah, it is.
For sure, no doubt about it. And that brings us to, all those testimonials.
Right. Yeah.
They're all over the place. People are saying they've made, serious money using this newsletter.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that one person who said they made enough off a single Tesla trade to pay for 5 years?
Oh, yeah.
Is it even possible to be that successful?
It's a good question.
Just by following someone else's advice.
Yeah, you got to remember, testimonials are basically marketing tools.
Right.
They're meant to show you the success stories, which is fine.
Sure.
But they don't always tell the whole story.
Right.
It's kind of movie reviews,
Okay.
You're more likely to hear from the people who loved the movie than the people who thought it was just okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So it's kind of like that.
Yeah, so they're highlighting the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Trying to get people to sign up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, they have this affiliate program.
Right.
You get a 30% commission.
30%?
Yeah, if you refer new subscribers.
Wow.
So, even when the reviews are positive, we have to ask, are they really genuine?
Right.
Or is there, a financial motive behind them,
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That affiliate program definitely adds another layer to think about.
It does. It does.
It's common, it's a common practice,
Mm-hmm.
but it's important to be aware that the people who are promoting this newsletter,
Yeah. Yeah.
they have a vested interest in it being successful, right?
Of course. Yeah.
Now, that doesn't automatically mean the service is bad
Right.
or that the reviews are fake,
Right.
but it's something to keep in mind as we try to figure out, like, what weekly wisdom really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like we got to dig a little deeper.
Yeah.
Like, look beneath the surface and see what's really going on.
Absolutely.
What do you say?
Let's do it.
All right, let's start by taking a closer look at how they're marketing this thing.
Yeah?
Like, what jumps out at you?
Okay. Well, they use a lot of buzzwords,
Yeah.
like all the, the popular crypto terms like, alpha calls and exclusive airdrops.
Right, right.
Now, for those who don't know, an alpha call is basically, a prediction about which crypto assets are going to go up in value.
Mm-hmm.
And an airdrop is when they just give you free cryptocurrency.
Right. Usually as like a reward for participating in something.
Yeah, yeah.
So these terms sound exciting.
Of course. Especially for someone new to crypto.
Exactly, yeah. But what I'm noticing is they don't really explain how they come up with these alpha calls or what kind of airdrops they're offering.
Right? That's a good point.
Yeah, it's like they're using language to get you excited,
Yeah.
but not really being specific about what you actually get.
Right. It's kind of like saying, we have the best pizza in town.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But not telling you what makes it so special.
Yeah, that's a perfect analogy.
Right.
It's like they're making all these big claims, but are they actually backing it up,
Right.
with real substance?
Yeah.
This is where our deep dive gets really interesting.
Absolutely.
Where
We
we
got to
just went-
separate the hype from reality.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. All right, so stay tuned for part 2 of our deep dive into Weekly Wisdom newsletter. We'll be right back.
All right, welcome back. So let's pick up where we left off and really get into this whole technical analysis thing.
Okay.
We talked about it a bit, in general.
Right.
But let's, really try to understand it
Yeah.
and see, how Weekly Wisdom might actually be using it.
Okay, yeah, because technical analysis can be a bit like, I don't know,
Yeah.
learning a whole new language.
It can be. It can be.
Especially with all those charts and indicators.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot to take in at first.
Yeah.
But think of it this way. It's like you're trying to read the market's story.
Okay.
Every peak, every dip on a chart, it's telling us something about supply and demand,
Right.
So the challenge is to figure out, to decipher that story
Yeah.
and maybe, anticipate what might happen next.
Right.
Now, there are tons of different approaches to technical analysis.
Okay.
I mean, some analysts, they swear by indicators like moving averages or the RSI, the relative strength index. Those are supposed to help you spot trends
Right.
and potential buy or sell signals.
Okay.
Others, they're all about chart patterns.
Okay.
They look for formations that have, historically led to certain price movements.
And interesting. So there's not just one set of rules.
No, not at all.
It's more like a whole toolkit
Yeah, it's a tool buy.
with different, techniques,
Right.
each with its own strengths and weaknesses.
Right, exactly. And a good analyst, it's not just about knowing the tools.
Right.
It's about knowing when to use which one
Okay.
in different market conditions.
I see.
Like, for instance, crypto.
Yeah.
That's a super volatile market.
It is.
So relying only on, traditional indicators might not be enough. You might want to look at what they call on-chain metrics,
Okay.
which is basically analyzing data from the blockchain itself.
Gotcha.
Things like transaction volume
Okay.
or the number of active addresses.
So you're looking at the activity on the blockchain to get a better understanding of, the health of the cryptocurrency.
Right, the underlying strength of it. Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. Different tools for different jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
So when Weekly Wisdom says they do in-depth technical analysis, what should we be looking for to know if it's actually good?
Well, transparency is key, right?
Okay.
Ideally, they tell you exactly how they do it.
Right.
Like what indicators they use,
Right.
what chart patterns they're looking at, do
Yeah.
they use on-chain metrics, all that.
Right.
But most importantly,
Yeah.
do they have a track record?
The track record.
Yeah, have they actually been right in the past?
That's what really matters in the end, right?
Right, exactly. Because it's easy to pick and choose, a few winning trades and show those off.
Yeah.
But a good analyst should be able to show consistent accuracy over time.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know.
Speaking of accuracy, let's go back to that exclusive data thing.
Okay, yeah.
What could that actually be in crypto trading? You mentioned the order book data before.
Yeah, the real-time order book data, that can be super valuable,
Mm.
especially for short-term trading,
Okay.
because it gives you like a real-time view of the buying and selling pressure.
Okay.
But exclusive data could also be like some kind of proprietary tool for sentiment analysis.
Sentiment analysis. What's that?
So basically these tools,
Yeah.
they use natural language processing and machine learning
Wow.
to like analyze sentiment towards certain cryptocurrencies.
Oh, wow.
Across social media, news articles, forums, all that.
So they're trying to figure out like
Either.
the mood
Yeah, the overall mood.
towards a specific coin.
Exactly.
Like, is it positive, negative, and
Yeah.
then use that to predict price movements.
Exactly, because sentiment can really drive the market.
Right, especially in crypto.
Yeah, so these
Okay.
tools are getting more and more popular.
Okay, so, but wouldn't these tools be available to anyone?
Yeah.
Like, if you're willing to pay for them.
Well, yeah, some providers do offer them for a fee.
Right.
So it's not always about having exclusive access.
Right.
It's more about how you use the data,
Okay.
how you interpret it, how you incorporate it into your strategy.
So even with the best data, you still need someone who knows what they're doing
Right, you need a good analyst.
to actually make sense of it.
Exactly, because data is just a starting point, you know.
Right.
You need experience, you need judgment
Mm-hmm.
to navigate the market effectively.
Yeah, it's like having all the ingredients for an amazing meal,
Right.
but you still need a chef
Yeah,
who
exactly.
knows how to put it all together.
That's a great analogy.
So it's not just about the exclusive data.
No.
It's about the people behind it.
Yeah, the human expertise.
All right, so let's shift gears a bit
Okay.
and talk about this community aspect.
Yeah.
They talk a lot about their Telegram group, right?
Right.
And, you know, how everyone helps each other out.
Yeah.
Is that actually a good thing, do you think?
Well, a community can definitely be helpful, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, trading can be pretty lonely.
Right.
So having people to connect with,
Yeah.
to share ideas with, learn from each other,
Mm-hmm.
that can be super valuable,
Right.
especially for beginners.
Makes sense.
But there are also some potential downsides.
Okay, like what?
Well, remember we talked about the echo chamber effect.
Oh, right, where everyone's just reinforcing each other's biases.
Exactly, and then you add in the affiliate program, right?
Yeah.
Where people get paid for bringing in new members.
Right.
So there's a risk that the community becomes more about promoting the service
Yeah.
than actually having honest conversations.
Right. So even in a supportive community, you gotta be careful.
You got to think critically, absolutely.
Okay, we've covered a lot.
We have.
Technical analysis, exclusive data, the community, but
Yeah.
let's bring it back to you, our listener.
Right.
What are your thoughts so far?
Yeah, what stands out to you?
What resonates with you?
What questions do you still have?
We're trying to help you, really understand this service
Yeah,
and see if it's actually right for you.
right. We want you to make the best decision for
Exactly.
your trading journey.
And part of that is knowing what else is out there.
Right.
We've focused on Weekly Wisdom, but there are other options.
Yeah, tons of them.
Free websites, paid programs,
Mentorship programs, all sorts of stuff.
And don't forget about just like learning by doing.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
A lot of trading platforms have these demo accounts where you can practice with fake money.
Yeah, it's like a test drive
Exactly.
before you buy the car.
Trading is a skill.
It is.
It takes time
It does.
and practice.
Yeah, don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Right.
You learn from them.
So as we wrap up this part,
Mm-hmm.
we encourage you to think about your own goals,
Right.
your risk tolerance,
How much risk are you comfortable with?
and then see if Weekly Wisdom
Or any other service, really.
aligns with what you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome back to our final part of this deep dive into Weekly Wisdom newsletter. We've looked at what they offer, their marketing, all that, and we even got into like the whole world of technical analysis
Yeah.
and exclusive data and all that. But, doing all this research has kind of brought up some bigger questions for me.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, like how do you even navigate
Yeah.
all this financial information out there?
Right. It can be overwhelming.
It really is, especially with
Yeah.
all the financial influencers on social media these days.
Oh, I know.
It seemed like everyone's an expert.
Right? Everyone's got a hot tip or a secret strategy.
Yeah, and it's so easy to get caught up in all the hype,
It is.
especially when you're seeing all these promises of,
Yeah.
like getting rich quick.
Oh, yeah. Guaranteed returns.
Exactly.
It's tempting for sure.
It is, especially when they seem so,
Yeah. Confident and successful. Right.
Right, but how do you know who's actually legit
Yeah.
and who's just trying to, cash in on the whole crypto thing.
Right. Well, that's where discernment comes in.
Discernment, okay.
Yeah, you got to be able to sift through all the noise
Right.
and find, the real valuable stuff.
It's like panning for gold.
It is. It is. You got to sift through a lot of dirt to find those nuggets.
So a healthy dose of skepticism
Absolutely.
is a good thing.
Yeah, don't just believe someone because they have a lot of followers or a fancy car.
Right.
Look for people who can actually back up what they're saying.
People who are transparent.
Transparent, exactly.
About their methods.
Yeah, their track record, all that.
Okay, that makes sense. But even with the best intentions,
Mm-hmm.
it's easy to make mistakes.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially with crypto, it's such a fast-moving market.
It is.
So what advice would you give to someone who's like,
Yeah.
just starting out, feeling overwhelmed by all of it?
Well, I would say focus on the fundamentals.
Okay.
Don't get caught up in, trying to time the market perfectly.
Right.
Or chase the latest trends.
Spend time learning.
Yeah, learn about the technology.
The different assets.
Right. Risk management, all that.
Okay, so it's like taking a step back from all the hype.
The hype.
And really building that solid understanding.
Exactly. It's like, you got to learn to walk before you can run.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to ask for help.
No, absolutely, yeah.
There are so many resources out there.
Books, articles, online courses, communities.
Right, but the key is to be discerning, right?
Discerning, yeah. Don't just believe everything you read.
Right.
Make sure it aligns with, your goals, your risk tolerance.
Right, and that brings us back to why we're doing this deep dive in the first place.
That's right.
We want to give you, the listener, the power to make smart choices.
Informed decisions.
About your financial journey.
Your financial future.
Exactly. We've dug into Weekly Wizdom newsletter, but that's really just one small part of a much bigger picture.
It is.
The real takeaway here is the importance of thinking critically.
Absolutely.
Doing your own research.
Doing research, yeah.
And never stopping learning.
Never stop learning, especially with crypto. Things change so fast.
So we hope this deep dive has given you the tools you need.
The knowledge, the insight.
To navigate this whole world with confidence.
That's right.
Remember, your financial journey is unique to you.
It is.
Define your goals.
Yeah.
Do your research. Make informed decisions. And never be afraid to ask questions.
Never be afraid to ask questions.
Knowledge is power, right?
Absolutely. The more you know, the better off you'll be.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
We hope you found it helpful.
Hope you learned something.
And until next time, happy investing.
Happy investing.